Welcome to Todd's 2-Minute Tech Tip Tuesday, brought to you by Big Beard Battery. Visit BigBeardBattery.com. Go ahead and hit the subscribe button. That way you don't miss anything. Hit the subscribe button now. Thank you. Hey, this week I'm going to cover the top 5 upgrades from an RV technician that you need in order to maintain and extend the quality of life of your RV. So let's go ahead and jump in. Now I'm going to break this into 3 categories. I'm going to cover things to help protect your electrical. Then I'm going to cover things that cover the water. And then I'm going to cover one more thing, and that would be suspension. So electrical, water, and suspension. That's what we're doing in these top 5. So when we're looking at electrical, I think the number 1 item that every RVer should have is a surge protector / management system, energy management system, sometimes known as an EMS. I want to separate the difference between a surge protector and an EMS. Sometimes you can buy a surge protector, and that's the only function it does, is protect against surges. But if you get a system that monitors, whether, it doesn't matter which brand, whether it's going to be a watchdog system or if it's going to be the EMS version or even the Southwire version, right? They're a monitoring system. So they're not only going to monitor against surges, high voltage, but they're going to monitor against low voltage. They're going to monitor on the proper hertz, and of course they're going to monitor, make sure you got all your connections, make sure you got a neutral, make sure you got a ground, and make sure you don't have any reversed wires. Now, how do they do that? Inside there's a contact or a relay. If everything is good, we allow the electricity to go through. If not, it opens up. Yes, they are somewhat expensive, about $300, $400, but how much did you spend for your RV? And you got to think about this. Every time you're taking your RV somewhere else, you're trusting your RV to someone else's electricity. Putting this in between your RV and that pedestal helps protect that RV. So, number 1 item. And since we're on electrical, let's look at the air conditioners, okay? So I think the number 2 thing everyone should have is an easy start for the air conditioner. Okay, now an easy start takes away that huge inrush. Talked about it before quite a bit, that the air conditioner needs to get started. Objects at rest tend to stay at rest. There's a capacitor in front of that compressor. Huge bolt of electricity comes over to get it going. Well, that taxes the system, and it really taxes that compressor. So having an easy start on your air conditioner takes that away, takes that huge hit away, reduces it by quite a bit, right? So I think every air conditioner should have one of those. It prolongs the life of your air conditioner, and if you're running off a generator, it's just a must, okay? The third thing you need to do is go ahead and, for all, not to say for all of you, but for a lot of you, we're getting more and more 12-volt related items in the RV. TVs are now becoming 12-volt. Our refrigerators, huge 12-volt, okay? This is where it's time to now start switching over to lithium, okay? Now with lithium, we don't have a voltage drop near the voltage drop that we have with lead acid gel and AGM. When we discharge that battery, the state of charge, when we begin to use the battery up, the voltage drops. The problem is because the volts are so low, starting off at 12, our compressors on those 12-volt air refrigerators, well, they require 12 volts. And you start sending them 11 volts or 11.5 volts, well, they're going to overheat. And if they overheat, it's time to start replacing those. When we go over to lithium, we have a level charge over. It's going to treat your 12-volt appliances, all of them, so much better. You get twice you got 3 times the life out of it, but you get twice as many amp hours out of it because you can discharge it further. It's just one of those things. It's a wonderful upgrade. If I see that there's lithium in the RVs, I have noticing far fewer problems on things like the refrigerators and other items. So that's the electrical. Now, let's jump over to water. Now, if you notice, I don't talk about water filters too much because they vary on what we need. And to really go through a true cleaning system, you have to have multiple stages, not just 2, but 3, and so on. Really, one of the best things you could do is get yourself what's called a portable water softener. Here's what we're trying to protect against. Every place you go, you're also borrowing someone else's water. There's going to be different mineral contents. We call it hard water, right? And some places just have more hard water than other places. Getting yourself a portable water softener helps take away a lot of those minerals, right? Take away those minerals, you have what we'd normally call soft water, right? makes all of your water system just run that much longer. You don't have to go through as frequent cycles in, of course, cleaning the systems, dealing with smells, and dealing with the water heater. So as a technician, having a portable water softener, probably a great thing to have. So finally, right, so that was our 4. Let's go to the 4th one, or the 5th one, because it is in 2 minutes. Let's upgrade that suspension system, okay? Now here's the thing. When we get these things off the factory, especially with the travel trailers and fifth wheels, we'll do the towables, right? We use a leaf spring system. Well, the problem with leaf spring system, especially have more than one axle, so if you have your front axle and you have a tandem axle, they kind of share that leaf spring, right? There's a rocker arm in between the two and they share. So you hit a bump and then this one goes in and it just jars the living daylights out of the RV. And when you have those huge jarring motions, well, your structural integrity begins to fail over time. But here's the main thing. I mean, it's a rough ride. You know, upgrading your suspension to an independent suspension, system, oh, it's night and day. Yes, it's expensive, but if it's the RV you want and you want it to last a few years longer, suspension system for the towable. More Ride, probably one of the best companies out there to go ahead and upgrade that system. And they even can actually upgrade your leaf spring system, okay? If you don't have the funds to go all the way, and I get it, money could be a thing. They can actually even upgrade your leaf spring system and make that even better, right? Give you more travel, because that's what we want. We want to have those travel, and we need to have some cushioning there. So I know some of you are saying, well, Todd, I don't have a towable. I've got a motor coach of some sort. Well, this is where I would point you over to Super Steer to go ahead and get some tracking for your steering. They do have a system set up even to help take care of any type of rear problems as well. So we want to entrust in some products that actually takes care of the RV, electrical, water systems, suspension. You want your RV to last longer, that's what you address. On your towable, I'm saying, now, right? Where do we go from there? Yeah, not as fun, not as funny, but all right. Bammo.
We're good.